We will continue Chapter 10. This is Part 2 of Down in the Damsel, Dank and Dreary Dungeon of Dean D and Dandy Dean. We will begin at the top of page 140. And that is what the twins did. Casey, of course, thought this activity was for her benefit. So, quite ridiculously, she began barking back at the twins. This went on for about 2 minutes, which isn't a very long time when it comes to such matters as cooking dinner or flying to Brazil. But when it involves continual shouting as hard as you can, it is a fairly long time. And finally, it brought results. Unfortunately for the twins, the results were not what they had hoped. No one came to help them. Instead, the door at the top of the stairs opened and Dandy Dean came halfway down the steps. "You're wasting your breath," he said. "There's no one within 50 miles of this place." "Your brother said 20 miles, John said. "Fine, 20. Just stop. Besides," he added, "Dean just left to pick up your father. Once he gives Dean everything connected with the personal one-man helicopter, we'll let you go." Dandy Dean started to go back up the stairs. "Wait," Abigail said. "Why are you doing this?" "We know why your brother is. Because he's crazy. But why are you?" Dandy Dean looked at her as though she had asked the silliest question in the world. "I have to," he said. "We're twins." And with that, Dandy Dean went back up the steps and shut the door again. "That's ridiculous," John said. "I don't do something just because you do it." His sister nodded a little, as though she were thinking of something else, which John knew she was. Suddenly, she looked at him and said, "This is serious. We have to get out of here." "Because Papa won't give Dandy Dean the helicopter?" She shook her head. "No, because even if Papa does give him everything he asks for, they're not going to let us go. They've kidnapped us. They let us go, we'll tell the police, and they'll go to jail." John felt his mouth go dry, which is what happens when you become really, really afraid of something. "You're right. Dandy Dean killed Nanny Nan, which means he'll try to kill us too." Questions for review. Number 1. What is burlap? Do you think it's something different now than it was in the previous chapter? Number 2. Check 1. The narrator's definition of prototype was interesting and complete. A. Yes, or B. Yes, very. Number 3. Match the items in column A with the descriptions in column B. Column A, this chapter. B, the last chapter. C, the next chapter. And D, the narrator. Column B, excellent, fascinating. C, perfect. D, wonderful. That is the end of chapter 10.